Hi Virgo and welcome back. This is Silky Intuitive and my name is Nancy. Now forgive me for 1 second while I light your candle, which I forgot to do. This is a look at Virgo for 17. The reading is called The Circle of a Life reading. It really talks more about you than anybody else. It isolates you, talks about different aspects of your life, expectations, directions, what you're looking to accomplish. So let's get started. Now, pardon me, cough drop. We have to split this deck in half first. Soon, we said we were there. We're there now. I'm being directed to split there. Now, one pile is for one time around, and then I go around again with the second pile. 8 cards down first. But our focus first is the Judgment card. Now we want to go 8 cards down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And we have the 2 of Wands. Big changes coming in your life, I can see. Some things that may be life-changing for you, but it is maybe asking you to choose a new direction is what I get from these people, this couple. It feels like it feels very much like there are other people involved here is what I'm getting at. Now we have, oops, sorry, it goes here. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, like we said, our first position is what some will be focusing on right now. What I'm getting is someone is looking at ways to maybe change their life, change their direction, maybe have more impact on their life, on the life of others. Someone be looking for success, for recognition. Someone be looking for forgiveness. It's a feeling that it's going to be a life-affirming kind of change. Once a choice is made, the 2s always tell me, you have to make a choice here. What direction is it that you want to go in? Judgment says, are you living your life the way you want it, or is it dying off slowly? How are you feeling about your direction in life? Is it time to be reborn because maybe life has come to a standstill for someone, or even for this couple? There's a choice here for someone that's saying, where do we go? What direction do we choose? If they talk about a place in the world, change in your career path, going back to school, learning something new, but you're being guided. It's very much a choice that you feel is somehow spiritually or cosmically drawing you to it. It's almost as if you can't explain the direction you're being pulled in, but it's there and it's strong, and it's asking you to now choose something, choose a path, choose a person, choose a city, choose a religion, choose a school. There's something that you're really being drawn to. I almost feel like it's almost non-traditional. Somebody in my head just said escapist. Somebody wants to escape from their situation. You're looking for real life change. I feel you could be a very young person leaving home for the first time and almost feeling like you need to escape. It's a young feeling for me, though. Even if you're an older person, you're very much being drawn to the feeling that you need to escape. Now, wow. Some message. The first physician. Who are you now? What is it that you want? Maybe what's going on in your life right at this moment? Well, Virgo, for some of you, we've got the Justice card here and the Page of Wands. Now, when I look at it, this Page of Wands, it's as if he's on the path of something that he desires. Maybe leaving someone or something, maybe a situation, maybe a family. Maybe I'm on the right path when I say you're a young person. You're leaving home for the first time. You know what you want, you know where you're going, but you feel very much drawn to the situation where you're seeking balance. I just heard law school for someone. Someone wants to be a lawyer or a judge, but Spirit is saying they want to be monumental to this world. It's a big energy. Someone has a really powerful direction that they're wanting to go in. And maybe someone isn't seeing eye to eye with that person about their direction because one person is being left behind or a situation. But with the Justice card here, I really think this is more about developing a fair and balanced life. It really does kind of make sense with this feeling of escaping. So this may not be you, Virgo. This may be one of your children. They very much are drawn to this life where there's something bigger, something better, something that gives them more balance and harmony, where there's clarity of thinking, because I almost feel like their own ability to speak their mind has been silenced in some way. So they're considering the direction, doctor, lawyer, accountant. It doesn't matter. This person has a direction. They know where it is. They're saying anything is better than here. I'm ready to take on the world. And so right now, you've got an energy of somebody really wanting to burst out of the gates and take over their lives, really take control of what it is that they want. Now, you ask, who were you to the relationship in the past, the relationship where I feel all of this change? I get it. I get it. Now I see why this person is saying, I need to escape. I have to do it on my own, because maybe this is a child, and maybe there's been real struggle around your finances. Maybe really broke. Maybe so dead broke you were fighting with the landlord and fighting with bill collectors and really left out in the dark financially. Maybe really feeling needy. And this person, and I feel a very young person involved in this, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for this person to figure out how they were going to accomplish their dreams when there was a clear battle, a struggle around finance for this person. Whether it's you moving on with something in your life, we know right here that in the past, finances has been a situation. It's been maybe an obstacle, getting in someone's way of a better way of living life. Now, in the next position, what are your expectations right now, Virgo? Beautiful. Now, this is important. The Ace of Swords, a brand new beginning. Look at that. And next to it, the King of Pentacles. So what I think you're feeling right now is that support in some fashion is on its way. I just heard the words student loan would make sense, very much make sense. This is saying that this person has a very brilliant mind, and that what they need to do is seek out assistance, maybe grants, but there is a form of financial support for this person who's seeking achievement. Clearly, again, I'm going to say student loans, grants are very much positive. If you're expecting, Virgo, that's where you're going to find the solution to this person's issue is going to be through, I really feel through, I just heard church organization. Now, this is important. I do know that if you're Catholic, there is a fund, an organizational fund that helps put their young people through school. Even if it's, what do they call, if you go to a religious academy and major in a divinity degree, then, then they will assist people. I almost feel very much you're being guided to look at associations, the NAACP. PETA, I think I heard, even does a fund for someone who is an activist. So there are outlets to go. So I feel very much with this combination, you can almost really look forward to finding a solution through electronic means, applications of that kind. Because from what I understand, just about everything is done electronically now. So let's move on. What do you need right now, Virgo? The Ten of Swords and the Lover's card. Now, this really talks about a choice. Talks about taking a risk, making a risky decision. Now, something new here begins. So, I can say maybe what you're needing right now is a negative energy that may be crowding you a little bit. I think this is really saying is give me some effing air and let me figure this out. Because I feel very much there's someone here pressuring you to make a choice, pressuring you into making a hasty decision that you are just not ready to make. And what this is saying is really, you need some space to think. You need some space to examine the solutions while someone is really almost, it feels very much, someone is burdening you with mental energy. It feels very much like a kid who won't get off of your back about their birthday party. It's that kind of energy. It's almost like someone in a fit or in a tantrum of some kind going, I need to know, and I need to know right now, and I can't wait. So it's what I feel like it's a major meltdown by someone who's looking for immediate results during a very sensitive time, where you're really asking for time and space to think and plan, because you've got an energy right on top of you that's really kind of feeling like your head's being beaten against a wall by this energy. It's kind of conflicting, really kind of conflicting. But it feels very much like that spoiled brat energy that just won't get off of your back. They want answers. They want answers now. They don't see why you cannot just solve everything in the blink of an eye. So it's that kind of gotta have it now energy around this situation, Virgo. Now, pardon me, your support system. Well, even though you have a conflict going on around you, these people are trying to solve the situation. So I do really feel that right here, your support system be willing to sit down and discuss the issue and come up with a situation with far less conflict. Now, there's also a discussion about work. I think part of the discussion in this particular scenario, we're talking about a need to examine the money situation and also discuss the need for work, the need for that person to not just get educated, but get into the system and get a job and start working. Because it feels very much like you will not be able to carry the burden yourself of, dollars putting somebody through a halfway decent law school. It's just not in the cards. And that's doing it on the cheap if somebody can get grants and get sponsored with scholarships in some way. Plus, there's going to be the need for someone to have to pitch in and help pay for their own situation. Inspirations in the situation. Well, I see someone coming up with something very creative. It does deal possibly with the family. It can involve very much someone using your affection to get exactly what they want. Someone is very creative in getting what they want and having what they want. And I don't hear that the inspiration is on your side. I feel that the inspiration is more drawn off of this person who's kind of stomping their feet and acting like they know everything, but they have a very creative influence over parents, over grandparents, but they're very convincing, and they're really, I think this person is playing on someone's affections. They're very good at it, but they know how to play on grandma and grandpa, and they know how to get what it is that they want. They can be playing their brothers and sisters. They can really be mismanaging mom and dad. But there is a very almost, and I don't like the word, but there's very much a conniving kind of energy around this person who's trying to manipulate you in whatever this is. I really feel you're being very creatively manipulated by someone. Now, next we want to look at hardships and difficulties. Well, we've got Temperance here, and we've got the Five of Cups. All talks about emotions, overflowing emotions. Someone who may be kind of emotionally out of balance right now. Maybe someone who's forgetting to take their medication. This is all about chemistry. So maybe you do have someone around you who does have some emotional issues, ADHD, problems with not seeing things clearly, maybe some mental illness, but they're functional. You may be looking at a situation where someone is abusing medication or someone is forgetting to take their meds. And I feel very much someone's dealing with someone who's out of balance because their medication be wrong. Now, let's look at the outcome. Like I said, somebody be off their meds, somebody abusing their medication, but we have a sincere issue for someone around abuse, around med abuse. I almost hear opioid addiction, painkillers, and such. We can even be talking about heroin, over drinking. You can be talking about just about anything with this energy. Whoever it is in the situation is really incredibly confused. I almost hear that this isn't an education, where someone This is someone throwing a temper tantrum because they want a car, because they want a very expensive trip, because they want to move away and they want you to pay for it. They want to move overseas and they want mommy and daddy or grandparents to foot the bill for them to do this. This person, whoever this is resonating with, we've got someone here who openly dominates the family in some way or another. You're going to recognize whoever you are. But this is someone who dominates the family through addiction, through confusion, almost through greed and temper tantrums. This person does not give off a good feeling. And I'm going to go back to you right now in this first position, the Justice card. Maybe the need to remove that influence from your life, because we also have this need to walk away. This can be played out in so many ways. You could be a Virgo who's experiencing an addiction, and you've got a child who is desperate to remove themselves from a home where there's an addiction, where they can't peacefully move through their days. And so I keep hearing the words, anywhere is better than here. And so you've got an energy here of someone who is desperate to be released from addiction, from confusion, whether it's you, whether it's them. It can honestly go any way. You can be a parent. This can be a spouse. You can be the spouse of an addict. Whatever this is for Virgo, we've got real issues within a family unit, and one person desperately needing to release, on whatever level that is. So that's what I've got for you. I can go on. I'm getting other messages from this, but honestly, they're not meant for the public video. This is really very much connected to someone, pardon me, someone's real personal story. It's intimate and it's painful, and there's something coming for someone, but I'm not going to reveal it here. I just can't. So I don't know what to say about that. There's a lot more to this, so that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go over to Vimeo and run a love video, and maybe over at the Vimeo channel, maybe we'll get a little more clarity on this situation. Okay? All right, guys. If you want a reading meant just for you, go over to Weebly website. Tell me what you want through the Weebly link that I'll leave there. And you tell me what you want and I'll get back to you. Okay, I think that's about it for now. I'm getting some strong impressions, but I really can't do it here. I honestly cannot go any deeper than this in the public realm. So, thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And peace.